I'm going to call the budget work session to order. I believe tonight we have unclassified, the police department, the Board of Ed, and the Capitol still to talk about or still to decide, make a motion. We also had a meeting today. Town manager will give some information about potential change to the fire department that was discussed as late as 5 o'clock today. In the big scheme of things, it's probably a minor change, but nonetheless, obviously we want to share it with everyone and get thoughts on if we need to make any adjustments to the fire department budget. So I think I would like, you want to start with Capitol?
Let's start with the fire department.
Why don't we start with the fire department?
I'm already on that page then.
That's great. And what page would that be?
615.
Thank you. All right, so as we talked about, town manager, I don't know if you want to give a quick explanation of why we're discussing the fire department budget again?
Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think we could start with the fact that in the realm of public safety, right, we did a long conversation around public safety with respect to the police department, right? And that's just half the equation in terms of the other side of the house of the fire. And I don't want to lose sight of that. And I think that I echo your comments that the meeting today was, very productive meeting, and there was a certain amount of a lot of ideas that came out of that. And what I'd like to propose is that because we're going through so much in terms of the organization, in terms of review, for the fire company and the fire department, that we would take a look at not being short-sighted and giving them an opportunity to boost their funding in the, I'm going to say the line item for the recruitment and training. That would be 52,430, that they're currently funded and have been funded at 12,250. That's unchanged. But I think heading into the new fiscal year and what we're going to be tasking them to do in terms of improving and evolving their operations, that we recognize that there is a retention and recruitment problem. So that if we put, I would suggest another 5,000 in the recruitment and training line item, which is 52,430, that would go a long way in getting them started in their process, which won't happen overnight, but I think as of July, adding 5,000 to that line item would help them begin to develop the plan as they go along, and then have additional information in terms of their results. And they could come back again next year to expand upon what it is that the council is going to be asking them to do in terms of really turning things around with respect to their operations and boosting both retention and recruitment and morale. So that's my suggestion as it came by way of our conversations this afternoon. So that's what I have for you.
All right. So any questions, any comments? Just to kind of piggyback what the town manager said, we had some very good discussion about public safety, and we kind of, after discussing the police, we did have that good discussion today about fire, and I agree that I think, bumping this particular line item up $5,000 would make sense, because there is a need to start focusing on retention and recruitment with the fire department. I think it's, as far as increasing any mill rate, it's, I think, 3/1000ths of a mill. It's something that doesn't really affect.
It's probably less than 0.01.
So
Actually, I can tell you. forgot I have
So
everything.
you got to be exact. You can't.
I forgot. Yeah, I do. That's just
can't-
my nature. Yeah, it didn't move, so it's less than 0.01.
Okay.
Would you like a motion, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, and I think just a simple motion to add $5,000 to the fire department budget.
Yep.
Is that all? We don't need to.
Yeah, and then I'll give you the bottom line number.
Okay.
No, I have, the bottom line should be 503,256, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, then go ahead.
All right. Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
motion to add to Department 210, $5,000 to 52430, in the amount of 5,000 for a total of $503,256.
Second. Which is an increase of $5,281.
Oh,
All right. All right, a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? All right, that's one of the 5 items we have to take care of. What do we, the chief is here. Why don't we talk about police?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're going to have questions, but thank you for being here. Certainly, as a follow-up to our discussions we had last night, I know we had several of us voiced our opinions last night. Where are we tonight? Or are there any questions for the chief or the town manager? Or any questions for Rob as far as impact that any changes would make?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, go
I
ahead.
do have questions for Rob, because I'm looking at the sheet and it said 1 officer, and then the other sheet is 2 officers.
Right.
But I thought we had agreed that if it was 180, it would be 2 officers, and this is 174,200, and it says that the 180 additional would be for 2 officers.
It's
And-
163 for 2 officers.
163, but this says the increase is 174,200, and it says 1 officer.
Okay, so if you look, you have 2 separate packages.
Okay.
And on the last column of the council approved, one says 1 officer, 7125.
All right,
The other one says 2 officers, 7125. Okay, so let's take the one with 1 officer. The one with 1 officer increases from the manager's request, the full-time line item,
okay,
to $4,301,500. You see
Okay.
that?
yep,
Okay.
okay, I'm good,
And then, okay, well,
Okay.
and if you turn the page in that package,
yep,
you'll see the mill increase, as we mentioned last night, roughly is 1.5, assuming everything else stays the same exactly as you have it in front of you.
Okay.
The
Okay.
second package says 2 officers.
So the second officer only raises it 0.05% for the mill.
One officer would, well,
One
I'm sorry,
additional officer.
I'm sorry, you're right. It would go up to 1.55 mils versus 1.5, so yes.
Okay.
The increase would be 0.05 mils.
Okay, yep,
Yes.
thanks, Rob. Okay.
All right. Any other comments or questions? All right.
Chair?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm still of the feeling that we should go with the 2 officers, with a majority of a good portion of the department at a lower step right now with lower salaries. I think now's the time to add.
Yep, I agree.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
we're talking 2 officers, but we're also talking someone on compensation, are we not?
We're talking 3.
3. And I would suggest that we replace that individual this year, this budget, not the next budget.
Yeah, and I don't know if, replace is probably not the right way to say it. It's
Fill
in the
fill
position.
the hole.
filling a hole.
Correct.
We're going to try and get
Correct.
that issue
Yep.
resolved. And it may result in, bringing the department up to 40. And then what you would do with your action would be additional 2.
Correct.
Top.
Okay, so
Right.
we're all clear. So we,
Right.
while we would be looking to hire potentially 3 as far as the budget's concerned, it's
Budgetarily, yes, but one is to fill a position that currently is budgeted but not filled.
Yes, so the money is there.
okay.
Correct.
Yes,
Okay.
okay. Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
I'll make the motion if everyone's ready.
Make it. We could,
Okay.
Yeah, we could have
A
discussion.
motion to fund Department 201 in the amount of $5,763,000.
Second.
All right. I'm sorry. Motion and a second. Any other comments or questions?
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I continue to support this. I think the two officers will really have, a substantive effect on public safety.
Okay. Anyone else, any comments before we vote?
I'm totally in favor of it.
Okay. And I
Doing it now is the important thing.
okay.
I mean, we could do it month here, 6 months, and then 6 months, and it's not going to save us anything.
Right.
Do it now, get it over with, get the men into training, or if we're lucky enough to find someone that's out there that's good and wants to come to work, hire them.
Mr. Chairman, we need two votes on this, though, correct?
2 votes?
Well, one to replace.
No, we're
No,
not.
no,
Not
we don't
replacing,
really,
we're not
we don't,
refilling.
No.
I don't believe we need 2 votes. We just
No,
have to do the
no.
one vote on next year's proposed budget, and that takes care of everything I think we
Right.
want.
The
It's-
filling of the current position that is not manned but budgeted is administrative through the town manager.
It's just filling the hours. It's
Correct.
not,
Correct.
it's already in the
Yep.
budget, so we don't have to change that.
It's currently funded.
Right.
Currently funded, just not filled by a body that this potential new hire will fill budgetarily through administrative.
Stick to numbers.
Hey, I think I was pretty eloquent with that, by the way.
I agree.
I was looking over there, and they're both sitting there with like a
And
deer in the
again, I'll
headlights.
just,
So I don't,
I'll just say that, night 6 of budget hearings, this was,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
So-
it was out.
It was. I thought
Thank
you did
you.
a very good job. But, all right.
big
If
work,
no one
too.
else has any, does anyone have another comment? And I'll just say, certainly, I think the follow-up to this is, we have a bigger plan that potentially we could have in place. And I think Councilman Christopher mentioned it last night that, some follow-up during the course of the fiscal year and not waiting till budget season to start. And some of that's on us for, maybe not saying something sooner, but, continuing to assess and try to process what's going on during the year to see where we're going. And, I think it makes sense to continue to discuss this even outside of budget season. So with that, I will ask all those in favor.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So we have
Good.
board, capital, or unclassified. What's anyone? Someone yell out one of those.
Board.
Board. All right. Oh yeah, go ahead. Just say we think the microphones are working better. So
We think so.
It's working.
yes.
First, thank you very much for your support. I will not let you down, nor will the men and women of the police department. One question I have: can I move forward with the hiring for that funded position that's not there, regardless of the referendum? And should I obviously? The other 2 people are approved, going from 40 to 42, but I would imagine I would have to wait until the public votes at a referendum to really celebrate it.
Yes.
I can't go back.
Short
now and
answer:
start.
the budget would have to pass
Okay.
for those 2.
Right.
But yes, I think from my perspective, unless procedurally this is incorrect, I'm okay with you moving forward with the position that's currently funded that is not being filled.
Okay.
Is that
No, the hole that's not filled.
the hole that's not? But yes. So
Okay.
is everyone in
Yeah, that makes sense.
concurrence with that?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Does
Mr.
that?
Chair,
Yeah.
just
Go ahead.
Like, we don't have to vote on that, but we've expressed our support for doing so. yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
from out of fiscal year 2025.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll
That
get started
answers-
on
that's good.
immediately. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right. So the board. I'm not. What section was that? Does anyone know? 11. Thank you.
Where are we going?
It says 13, but it's not.
It's 11-3.
3.
It was.
Extra numbers in there.
All right, so is there any, I know we had the board here last night. I don't know, does anyone have any questions, any comments before we entertain a motion? Okay, I guess, does anyone want to make a motion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to fund Department 910, Board of Education, for in the amount of $47,779,178.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second. Any comments or questions?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
can this budget actually be lowered? In other words, like if we go out to voting and then the whole town votes for it and they reject, can we lower it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I think we're required to lower it at that point.
You have to make an adjustment, higher or lower, of
Depending
at
on
least
what-
$1.
Yep.
Depending on what the
Yeah, no, I
how the
understand.
question
But
is
yes,
answered.
I mean,
Yeah.
we do have to make a
That's-
change.
And
Okay.
the question is still considered advisory then?
The too high, too
Yeah,
low,
yeah.
it's an
Considered
advisory
Still
question.
considered advisory, yeah.
Okay. All right, any other comments, any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're down to capital and unclassified.
Capital.
Capital.
That-
I think that's in section 12. That one
12-1.
I may know.
14, I thought.
12-1.
12. Don't look at me. 12.
Again, we went through a lot of this last week. I don't have any questions. I know I missed Wednesday's discussion. Is there anybody that has any questions or comments regarding anything in the Capitol? And just for, and I still can't believe I have to ask this question, we just need to approve the number that's on page 12.3 or page 3 of section 12.
Yeah, version 2.
9.
Yeah, version 2, yes.
Good point.
The 957.
So you're yes.
And then there's a second part to it though, correct?
Not so elegant.
It's the contribution from
We're all so done.
So 12. Where are we?
page section 12, page 3,
Version.
version 2.
Yes, the 957.6 is the town CIP piece of this.
Okay.
And then on page, I believe, 12.6, version 2 is the Board of Ed piece of this.
Okay.
And then in total, when you get to 840, is the
That's when-
transfer in to cover
okay.
those expenditure costs.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and take care of page 3 in section 12, version 2.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
we'll fund, I forgot what department we're on.
840.
40.
There, yeah,
I lost it.
it's really it's Fund 1100 for town CIP.
Okay, for $957,600.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And if you turn to page 6 in that section, version 2, we have the board.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
motion to fund 1200-840 in the amount of $388,400.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And what was the third number? What page would that be on?
So you're done with the expenditure side of CIP. Now, the only department that is open is 840.
Okay.
And the 840 department are the transfers in, of which part of that is the CIP expenditure.
And what's that number? Why don't you just, do you have it in front of you?
That's Andy.
10, 12?
Is that section 10, page 12?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so section 10, page 12, version 1.
So is that two motions?
So, no, you could do all this in one motion with the bottom line of $1,499,800, which is an increase of $255,373, of which $250 is for CIP, and the other $5,300 is for the library with the, to fund part of the teen director.
Yep. All right. Anyone care to make a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
motion to fund Department 0100-840 in the amount of $1,499,800.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, and the last item will be unclassified. And if anyone has the section and page number, I'd be happy for some help. Thank you. Oh,
What is?
That was
1010.
go back one.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I just broke my pen. Okay. Any comments or questions? I know we've spent a few nights now talking about this particular account or department. Is there anything from administration you want to say? Anything from the council as far as a question or comment? Otherwise, we can entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
motion to fund Department 0100-830 unclassified in the amount of, where are we? $518,655.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions?
Is that the right number?
All those,
Is that the right number?
Or, I don't know, or is it the 468?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, 518.
Yes, that's the correct number, yes.
Okay.
518?
no, good. No, we want to, yeah,
No, I'd rather.
I'm glad we
question.
clarified it.
Yeah, because there was a 468. Yeah,
That's the change.
Okay,
that's a change.
all right. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So that concludes the individual departments. Someone get ready to write. Are we prepared to give a bottom line, a town side, board side, and then a bottom line number, correct?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Just,
Just start reading off numbers and then we'll,
well, that's what I do, right? Okay.
well,
Good job.
All right.
I think you're good at
Numbers guy,
explaining
yeah,
things
okay.
too, but,
All right, so the town general government budget. Council approved is $28,511,798, an increase of $1,802,458, or 6.75%.
all right. Why don't we do this one at a time? This will be easier. Anyone care to make a motion on the town side? Just have to read that number he just gave us.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead.
Motion to approve the town government budget in the amount of $28,511,798.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that takes care of the town side. Now the board side.
Board of Education budget as approved by the town council, $47,779,178, an increase of $2,501,690, or 5.53%.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Board of Education budget in the amount of $47,779,178.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
So the total town of Plainville budget as approved by the town council is $76,290,976, an increase of $4,304,148, or 5.98%. And you do not need to vote on the total, as the two individual items are the questions on the to the taxpayers.
So we're all set.
You are.
All right. So I think that's it.
What we got here?
You all set?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
just- yeah,
I hadn't
you
looked
know-
at this page yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't know if
sorry.
you had a question, but
No.
There was another handout
Yeah.
that you requested. I'm sorry, I lost mine, yeah.
this
And
was my
this is what you asked about last night,
Yes, yes.
Mr. Chairman. And again, a lot of numbers here, but I simplified it as best I could.
Yep,
So
yep.
the very top 3 rows are our grand list comparisons by, type, real estate, motor vehicle, personal property. The current year grand list 23, and you can see the 1,711,000, and then the 24.
Yep.
And our difference. Now, the 24 includes the change to motor vehicle, which again is estimated at 206.5. I did receive information today from our assessor that that number is very, very close to what it will be for real, but she's, she's going to sign off on it within the next 10 to 15 days. So that's just the numbers, and the comparison of the two down below that shows that we actually our grand list just for real estate, because you asked a question
Yes,
just for
yeah.
a homeowner,
Yep.
did go down. It went down by $1,792,270. So if you take that difference, negative,
Yep.
divide it by the total grand list just for real estate this current year, you can see the percentage change. It's a negative, and again, it's below 0.01.
Yes.
Very minimal.
Correct.
So again, to simplify this very as much as I could.
Yeah.
And again, this is just an estimate, okay? An average home value of $200,000 on the 23 grand list year and the 24 grand list year, taking into consideration the reduction in the grand list, there's a $260 difference in value. Okay, we assess that value at 70%, so you can see that in the next line at 140 and so on and so forth. The mill rate this year at 32.46 would have a estimated taxes or approximate taxes of $4,570. Incorporating the this year's budget, actually as now adopted by you, the town council, with an estimated mill rate at this point in time, which is still subject to change, which is why this is an estimate.
Yep.
Taxes would be $4,780, an increase of $210 annually, or less than $20 a month. Okay, that's on a home value at $200,000.
Yep.
And I throw in a home value of $300,000. Our median is somewhere in between in Plainville. Okay, so I kind of picked these two numbers, and again, same comparison, same percentages, same everything. The difference in that value from a $300,000 value home is $317 annually, or again, less than $30 a month.
Yep.
So anywhere between 210 and 317. But again, I caution that not every house is the
Right.
same,
Yeah.
because even though you might have had changes from 23 to 24, you might have put a pool in or a garage or something. So these numbers are at this point in time. Estimate is the best word I can say. I can't caution that enough.
All right. Well, thank you for putting that together.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that has anything they want to discuss? Other than say, obviously, thank you to the staff, obviously to the council members. Thank you for recording this for the last 6 nights.
That's right, it's in the same list.
Appreciate everyone's work, and we'll see everyone, April 7th at our next regularly scheduled meeting. Correct?
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.